This is bad.
Weird-ass pointy rods.
Led by a disembodied head named Dr. Isaacs.
Amazing Technicolor Shit Show.
Hello and welcome. This is Amazing Technicolor Shit Show, the podcast about the fumbles and follies from all levels of live theater. My name is Al.
And I'm Trev.
And it's a hot summer night. We're up in our studio, ready to rock.
Those summer.
Sweltering.
Nights.
It's like 90 degrees up here, but you know.
Nights. That's how I feel. That's how I would feel if I were on a bleachers talking to all my bros about the girl that I tapped last summer. I'd say, yeah, she was so hot. I'm sweating just thinking about her. That's me sweating currently, right now.
Really hot up here.
Sweating through the mic.
Ew.
What have you been up to today? I ask because I know you've been doing theater things all day.
Yes, I was at a rehearsal for a kids show. I'm choreographing a show with a bunch of kids.
It's a giant show.
120 kids.
It's so crazy
It's a lot of kids.
that we do this. that we keep doing this. We're having serious conversations about what to do with our children's theater programming because there's too much.
There's too many kids
interest.
who are excited to do theater.
It's the best problem. It's the best problem to have.
It's a great problem to have until you're the person who has to figure out where to put 120 people on a stage that's not meant to fit 120 people without bleachers or risers. So,
if there's ever a person to do it, you're the person to do it.
I appreciate your faith in me. Thank you. I'm a little bit worn out socially, so we'll see if I'm able to turn on the podcast charm for all of you.
Yeah.
The charm that you've all come to know and love.
Just imagine that you're talking to 120 8th through 10th graders.
I was going to say, pretend that you're listening to a podcast with a host that's actually got some pep in her step, because it's not me.
Well, you just have to pretend that I am 120 middle schoolers, and you have to get me to do a ball change.
To pay attention. Honestly,
to do a single step in the right direction.
Half the problem with working with children of the age group that I'm working with currently is just getting them to look at me. Like, just getting them to pay attention to me, because their brains are in so many places and they're not paying attention. And they're like looking at their friends and they're like, and I'm like, okay, this group over here on the right. This group over here on the right. Group over here. I'm pointing to you. Look at me. I'm pointing at all of you. And they're like,
me?
oh, me? After I've said like 7 times and I've pointed directly at them.
You need like a wacky inflatable tube man to carry with you wherever you go.
Yes.
And I need to stop trying to dismantle our house piece by piece.
Good gravy.
Let's get into it.
Places.
Thank you, Places. So, Al, I'm going to tell you a story today about a time when some of the 1970s most incredible artists and writers and musicians and performers all came together to put together a musical that you have probably never heard of.
Okay.
Let me run you through the veritable A-team of theater legends that came together for this event. We open on the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed Christopher Gore. He was a 20-something hopeful musical writer at the time, but later in 1980, he would receive an Academy Award nomination for writing the musical film Fame.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And as our story begins in the late 1960s, early 70s, Gore was working at a health club in New York where he met a man who was a big-time theater and film producer man.
Oh, a big-time producer.
Big-time producer. This man's name? George W. George.
Oh.
George had mad connections in the theater industry.
And an even wilder name.
So George's father was actually Rube Goldberg of Rube Goldberg Machine fame.
What?
If you don't know Rube Goldberg Machines, basically he's a political cartoonist who invented this. I don't know. His cartoons were famous for showing these big interconnected and fanciful inventions, and that made him a household name at the time and still to this day.
Wow, George W. George, the heir to the Rube Goldberg fortune.
So, unfortunately, Rube Goldberg told his sons that they should change their last names. because he feared that a Jewish-sounding last name would hinder their ability to make it in like life and business, which sucks. Mm-hmm. There were two boys, George and Thomas, and in a move that I find very sweet and funny and charming, George's brother Thomas Goldberg chose the surname George. Thomas George. And so George maybe could have been George Thomas, but he decided that instead he should keep the family name together so that they all had the same last name. So he decided the only option was to go by George
W. George.
George W. George. Anyway, that's not important whatsoever, but it's so funny that I had to include it.
That's very cute.
George had some major successes under his belt. Even before he was a producer, he was a TV writer for big shows like Gunsmoke. Mm-hmm. And then he moved on to producing films like My Dinner with Andre and Broadway shows like Any Wednesday. Wow. So he was a huge name at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
So Christopher Gore said to George, George, he said, listen, George, I've got an idea for a musical. The idea was a show in a sci-fi setting, but with a folk score about an intergalactic garbage man.
Okay.
It was supposed to be like a simple but hard look at the space race era.
Okay.
Whether space travel is worth the environmental costs and existential concerns. Uh-huh. It was very dystopian. It was very critical of government overreach.
Okay.
And George loved it. And George knew who to call for the music. Galt McDermott, which is also a wonderful name. Galt McDermott had just won his second Grammy. The first was for the song African Waltz, recorded by Cannonball Adderley, and the second was for the musical Hair.
Wow.
Big time guy.
Yeah.
That show alone, Hair produced 3 number-1 singles. Mm-hmm. The guy was the best case scenario for coming up with a countercultural musical with gritty kind of roots, saying a lot with deceptively simple music. Mm-hmm. He was the perfect choice.
Yeah.
And to complete our fearsome foursome, the team brought in British director Peter Hall. Sir Peter Reginald Frederick Hall.
These names are all fabulous.
Was extremely experienced as a director, having directed the UK premiere of Waiting for Godot and many others, and then going on to found the Royal Shakespeare Company, directing that operation for 8 years. He would go on to direct the National Theatre later and other highly esteemed companies. So, without beating a dead horse, this team was popping.
Wow. Okay, so you have described a really, really stacked production team, which makes me think that this is all going to go horribly wrong.
What are you talking about? The cast, in addition, by all accounts, was a fantastic cast.
Okay.
The lead role was filled by Raul Julia.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Who Elle and other spookily inclined listeners will know as
Gomez Addams in the movie version of the Addams Family.
In both 90s movies for the Addams Family. He was Gomez, and he was a hugely successful theater and film actor for decades.
Yeah, he was in, The Taming of the Shrew with Meryl Streep.
Yes, he did. He was with Meryl Streep.
Uh-huh.
And the other lead actor was Irene Cara, another superstar who would go on to appear in Fame, written by Christopher Gore. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look. The name of the show, Via Galactica. We've got an experienced, well-connected team, a star-studded cast, and a bold, exciting story that promises a perfect mesh with the anti-establishment vibe of the Vietnam War era. Nothing could go wrong.
Our podcast is about theater going wrong, so something tells me it's going to go amiss real quick.
So here's where things started to go off the rails. Peter Hall, the director, wanted a huge production. His vision was a space-age spectacle with elaborate cutting-edge technology. Every decision pushed the show to a larger stage, a larger budget, a more impressive display. It was decided that weightlessness of outer space would be simulated through a massive network of trampolines crisscrossing the entire stage.
Okay.
The cast was decked out in full body paint, with Raul Julia fully blue and Irene Cara fully gold. The whole ensemble with rainbow colors on their faces and arms and everything.
Okay.
Add to this a $250,000 rigging system, a custom backdrop made of ping pong balls, a levitating spaceship, and stunning pyrotechnic effects. And you had what was sure to be a visual extravaganza.
I mean, this does sound kind of cool. I'm a little confused about the ping pong balls. That kind
like
of
a sheet, like it was something to get projections projected onto.
Okay.
A sheet of thousands of ping pong balls.
Okay, so for texture.
For texture, because it didn't have enough going on.
All right.
As all that was going on, the show itself was proving to be too complex for test audiences to understand the plot.
Oh, it's almost as if this weird space age plot wasn't going to relate to the common man.
They might have overreached.
Okay.
Let me give you a rundown of the plot very quickly. It's the year 2972. Earth has achieved world peace by way of authoritarian thought control, but the only unsolved problem was where to put all the trash. So the protagonist, Gabriel Finn, is this junk man who ships all the trash away. But his first mate commandeers the ship and takes him to the small asteroid where there's a colony of people who have escaped Earth, led by a disembodied head named Dr. Isaacs and his wife, the disembodied head's wife.
Yeah, okay.
He wants an heir to go create a new space colony, start a new world, but he is just a head. And so he wants Gabriel, the trash man, to produce an heir with his wife, who's named Omaha.
Okay.
And so Omaha and Gabriel are like, they're going to make a baby, but they're not in love. But he falls in love with her, and she gives him this mission to go find her dad. But she's not in love with him yet, but there's a prophecy that she is going to fall in love with him. So while he's going on this journey, she's falling in love with him while he's gone.
This sounds terrible. I'm sorry, but the writer... Wait, Gore is...
Christopher Gore?
Christopher Gore, the writer of this. This sounds like not his finest moment.
It may not be.
I think that might have been a miss.
So later, after Gabriel returns with Omaha's whole family, except her father, who's dead, everyone decides it's time to head to the new world, but Gabriel doesn't want to go. So Omaha confesses her love for him, and they have this implied sex scene. And so he decides that yes, he will go along, and they'll start a new life together, and leave Dr. Isaacs in the dust. And then they escape the asteroid, pursued by this Earth ship in this climactic space chase, and Gabriel dies. And then the last scene is the colony showing up in this new world and figuring out what they're going to do. And I left out half of the plot points just there. But even so, it's hey, this is a musical. There's only so much time for things to happen.
Also,
you don't need to do so much.
I don't think I care to see any of that happen.
The playbill was reconfigured soon before opening to include an explanation of the plot so that audiences wouldn't be completely lost.
I'm sorry,
during the show.
If you need to explain the plot, you're not doing it right.
Mm-hmm. But the previews had already uncovered several problems with the staging and special effects.
Oh, no.
Multiple times, actors would fall between the trampolines, several times resulting in injuries.
Between the okay.
There was not enough contiguous trampolinage, and they would fall between the trampolines.
Gaps in the trampoline. Okay, someone should have realized that was not going to work out well.
You'd think so.
Gaps in a trampoline is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. In another situation, Raul Julia got stuck in the spaceship set piece as it was mid-flight.
Oh, God.
Dangling him over the orchestra for 20 minutes until stagehands could come and get him down.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
There were crazy sound issues with these new wireless mics because they needed super, fancy mics to survive the jumping on
Jumping on a trampoline, yeah.
and not get tangled up. And so they had this new kind of wireless mic was working a little bit too well because the reception was all wrong, and the mic receivers were picking up frequencies from a police station nearby. So the previews would be suddenly interrupted by the sound of police officers communicating about ongoing crimes and investigations.
I got a 2316. I repeat, I have a 2316.
And the audience is like, this tracks. I don't see why this makes any less sense than with the rest of the shit I'm watching.
Okay, if the audience doesn't even know that there's like terrible interference going on because it's just such a wash of crap. Wow.
This is a quote from director Peter Hall's diary at this point. A director knows by this stage of rehearsal whether something is good or bad. This is bad, but I have to go on pretending to the cast.
Oh, no.
The critics agreed. One called the story, quote, doggerel opera, utterly without humor, and for all its movement, quite staggeringly static. It was widely agreed that the book was terrible, and while the music and performances were impressive, they were not enough to save the experience.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just like the story that is bad.
The story and on top of everything, the inconsistency of the special effects put the nail in the coffin for Via Galactica.
Oof.
The show closed after 7 performances.
Oh my.
One of Broadway's first shows to lose more than $1 million.
Wow. Okay, yeah, because of all of the like special effects and stuff. I mean, those trampolines alone had to have cost a pretty penny just for the trampolines, much less like all of the other stuff.
That you got to put on the director. But
yeah,
another quote from him, another quote from his diary. If you can't have a monumental success, you might as well have a monumental failure.
Okay, yeah. That's a great attitude to have, to be fair. And usually when I'm working with people for choreo, I'll say, like, I would rather that you make a mistake big than that you be dancing too small and that I can't see what you're doing.
Big, confident mistakes.
Just, like, make a mistake confidently.
So you could say that this was the most successful show of the 70s.
It was a confident mistake.
The whole Broadway era.
A confident mistake.
Confident mistakes.
Love that.
Let's see more of those.
Time for a listener story.
Lovely.
Trey says, it was opening night of my high school's production of Urinetown. Our high school used student set designers, which was a great experience for them. However, it led to an inefficient set.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
The students did learn a lot, and it's a cool opportunity to design and build a set, and it did look pretty good. But each scene change required the curtain to close for a little too long in order to change the set.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The main set piece for the pour was a building about 15 feet wide with a toilet on one end on wheels. The director thought it would be cool if throughout the show we also had actors stand on top of it. Now, this was an addition that was made a little bit later in the process.
Oh my gosh, right.
And that meant that the structure would then require railings on top of it. And of course, it wasn't until Tech Week that we actually got those railings installed.
Okay.
So they were weird ass pointy rods with what was basically string strung between them.
Oh no. Pointy rods and string.
Just some janky pointy rods with
Sounds
some string.
totally safe and perfectly normal.
It's a railing, right?
It sounds good for Urinetown, honestly.
There is also a scene where the main character, Bobby Strong, gets thrown off of the building.
Oh, no.
So we placed this structure between an opening of the mid-stage curtains so that he could fall off to where the audience simply couldn't see him. So to clarify, the set piece is pressed up against the mids.
Okay. Yeah, the mid curtains.
Keep in mind, these pointy-ass rods were sticking off of the set. No actors are going to be harmed in this.
Okay.
In this story. Just
thank you. I appreciate that.
To quash your nerves.
Yes.
So, now it's opening night. Spoiler alert, Bobby Strong has just died from being thrown off the building.
It's okay. Urinetown is spoiled in the first 15 minutes.
That's true. The lights go down. It's time to move that giant set piece. When rip, as they're dragging the set piece off of the stage, those janky ass rods got caught on the mid-stage curtains and tore it all the way up to the top. The whole mid-stage curtain is just like sheared in half.
Oh no.
So
gosh, that's expensive.
And it's stuck.
Yeah.
The set piece is now also stuck. So they close the main curtain, and I kid you not, the orchestra had to play on loop for about 10 minutes while we got that set piece unstuck from the curtain.
It's just a 2-measure vamp going over and over and over again.
Just like the orchestra's getting a little feature. They're getting a little solo number.
They deserve an ovation.
Listen to the band for a little while while the stage crew is frantically trying to get the set piece unstuck from the ripped curtain.
Wild.
We eventually got back to a place where the show could restart. To this day, that curtain in that theater is still ripped.
I told you, it's expensive.
Yeah.
That is one of those things that is just going to live with that theater forever.
Yep.
We do shows a lot in a theater where there are some cute little rips in the curtains. They're small.
Scrappy little, scrappy little wears and tears. That's
they're
pretty
certainly
normal.
not ripped to the ceiling. That's
right.
wild.
It's kind of wild, but yeah.
Oh, fun. Well, thank you for that story.
Yes, thank you, Trey.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Five. Okay, so Elle, I've just explained the term Google whacking to you.
Yeah.
To you listening.
You might want to explain this to the audience because I had no idea what that was. And it sounds a little dirty.
I promise it's not. No, Google whacking is what is the game that you play to try to get only one result on Google with like the combination of some number of words and quotes. Mm-hmm. I was inspired because Via Galactica is probably the only time that Broadway has tried a stage of trampolines. Like maybe they have, Cirque du Soleil has the stage of trampolines.
Cirque du Soleil has certainly done it. But
looking for like theater shows.
Yeah, like I don't know that a Broadway show has ever been, performed chiefly on trampoline.
Right. So I think it would be fun to try Broadway whacking, where we try to find a gimmick or something about a show that has been done once and once only.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll limit it to Broadway just so that there's like a good boundary around the game.
Yeah.
People have probably put anything you can think of on stage, but, has it succeeded in New York?
Okay. All right. So, a contortionist musical.
A contortionist musical.
In which all of your actors and singers, obviously, are also contortionists.
Okay, so I'm Googling this now. I mean, there are certainly a lot of Broadway shows with contortioning in them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm finding a video of the Ross sisters.
Oh.
If you don't know the Ross sisters, you got to look them up. They're crazy. But I'm not finding one where contortionism is the primary
focus. Shtick of the musical.
Uh-huh.
Well, we obviously know that Starlight Express is done exclusively on roller skates, and Xanadu heavily features roller skates. But there's got to be some other, interesting
methods of transportation.
Like a skateboard musical.
Skateboards.
Yeah,
Let's
skateboard
see.
musical.
I think I found one.
Is there a skateboard musical?
There's one called Skate Park.
Okay.
It was done at a festival. Oh, it was performed at a skate park.
Oh, cool.
It looks like a sort of like a dance show. It says art meets in the street as international dancers join local skaters in a raw, rule-breaking takeover of powerhouse arts. This is cool. Gosh, it looks fun. So it doesn't look like a story-driven show per se, but this is definitely a dance show that is being done as a skateboard-heavy feature.
Cool.
That's a cool one. I like it.
That's pretty neat. What about a musical that features camels?
When I was looking at this, I was trying to find an animal that would work. We know that cats have been featured in a couple plays at least.
Cats and dogs, obviously, normal animals.
Dogs all the time. But I have to tell you about this cat play. There's a cat in the Breakfast at Tiffany's play, of course.
Yeah.
But there's also a cat in the play, The Lieutenant of Inishmore, which is a like gritty, like a crime drama, and it's kind of like John Wick, in that like a bunch of grisly murders were committed in response to a cat being killed.
Okay.
And then in the very end of the show, the cat like appears, and
Like
it's a real cat.
It wasn't killed.
Yeah,
Like
the cat, the cat's
was
totally
alive?
fine, and all the murders were for nothing.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's like played for laughs that like, oh my God, it's the cat. It's awesome. Anyway.
Okay, yeah, we did know that the Breakfast at Tiffany's used a real cat because we were looking up ways that we could get our big chubby orange cat onto the stage because our cat Watson is a delight. He is America's sweetheart, and he just like lets you carry him around like a baby, and it's just a very snuggly guy. So
he would be wonderful in a musical.
And he is a big orange cat, just like the cat in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh my gosh, camels.
I mean, nativities, I assume,
yeah,
but something
this counts.
other than.
Well, I guess it's a nativity, but there's a New York Christmas Spectacular is performed every year at Radio City Music Hall.
Oh yeah, with camels.
It's got camels on Radio City Music Hall.
Of course.
That's pretty good.
I don't know why I thought that camels would be like a weird one. Of course, everything having to do with Christmas has camels.
One that I tested out, you know that D&D has been played on stage. A lot of shows are about D&D, but I figured like, I don't know, what about Settlers of Catan? And I can't find a Settlers of Catan. But it did lead me to... in 2016, Hasbro was trying to make Monopoly the musical.
Oh,
they never succeeded.
That sounds not like something I need
It
to
never
see.
happened. I can only assume that COVID killed that one.
Yeah.
Dead in its tracks.
Yeah, I don't think I need to see that one. I mean, we know that there's a musical about sharpshooters. Annie, Get Your Gun is about sharpshooters. But are there musicals about like archery? Or bowling?
I would think definitely. Oh, bowling.
There's definitely a musical about bowling. I can totally see like a 1970s style musical where everybody has like long, luxurious hair and tacky bowling shirts.
The costumes would be incredible.
Yeah, and like
and the lights,
and like the set would be all like like a vintage feel, shag carpet vibes.
This is a pretty good one. I see one called The Bowling Play, which is just like looks like something that you can just license. Mm-hmm. It centers on a bowling team. Okay, I found one that says bowl. It's called Bowl EP, but it's not about bowling. It is about skateboarding. So that's another one of those.
Okay, cool.
Features rap, live skateboarding, and original music.
Okay,
well, in 2025.
That's
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. A lot of skateboarding.
A lot of skateboarding.
That's great.
Turns out skateboarding is hot on the stage, and it was in SpongeBob too.
Yeah.
The SpongeBob musical has got skaters in it.
Yeah. Well, they have like roller skaters and a skateboard and like all kinds of. They do all kinds.
But the
of
only one
tricks.
that's specifically mentioned in the script, which was silly because we didn't have a skateboarder in ours.
Yeah.
It said like, "Will you sign my board?" And he's like, "No, but I'll ride it."
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us here in the green room.
Thank you.
Piano accompaniment was provided by Paul Thelen, and our stage manager is Daniel Schneider. Send us your stories. We want to hear all of your theater-related mishaps. These could be mishaps that happened while you were in a production or on the production team, working backstage, you were in the pit, or it could be...
if you know someone who was in a production, throw them under the bus.
If you know someone who was in a production where they had some kind of weird mishap, or even just a regular everyday mishap, or if you saw a production where something went not according to plan,
please
send us those stories. Send them to amazingtechnikolershow@gmail.com or go to our website, amazingtechnikolershow.com, where we have a little form you can fill out. If you like what you hear, give us a good review on all the podcast apps that you use, follow us on social media, and of course, tell your friends about us. And if you don't like what you hear, tell your enemies about us. And we will be putting on a half-assed trampoline musical that they might not enjoy.
We'll just make them watch it.
Yeah, we'll make them watch it.
Rough.
As always, thank you so much for listening. And whatever it is you're up to, be it on stage, off stage, or in your life, break a leg.
Amazing Technicolor Shit Show.